Howdy 3DMA. So I needed to update on how to make a turntable. So in the room project and some of the other projects, we're going to create a turntable where your camera is turning around an object. So here we can see if I hit play, this camera is kind of turning around this kitchen island. It's a little jerky because I'm recording and using Maya at the same time. And it keeps playing over and over. So it's going to show you how you can fix that here real quick. All right, so in order to do this, I'm going to switch here to my animation menu. I do need to select an object. So like in your room project or your bear project, I would suggest selecting like the floor or the bear. In here, I'm going to select my cutting board because it's right in the middle of my room. Then I'm going to come up to the word visualize, create turntable, and I'm clicking this button for the options. The reason I want to do that is because I do not want the defaults, okay? So the default is 24. So that means 1 second of turn. That's super fast, okay? Not good. I want it to be 240. That's 10 seconds of animation because we animate at 24 frames a second. And then when I hit turntable, it's going to work. If an error message pops up, so if it's red, that means you didn't have something selected when you did it. So now when I go through and hit play, we can see that it's turning around the object I had selected, which was my turntable. Let me hit stop so it will stop. Another thing to remember is what's happened is it's made this group in here, okay, which is my turntable. You don't have to name the group, but if I already had a turntable in here and I did it wrong, I need to make sure I undo to get rid of that, or I need to hit that group and delete it, okay, because I do want to make sure that it plays the correct turntable. A lot of times my students will do it correctly the second time, but they didn't delete the first one, and so it keeps playing the first one like super fast. If this is playing like super fast, first you want to make sure that this right here is set to 240, and that this bar right here goes from frame 1, okay, so we can see here I'm hitting that little box, frame 1 to frame 240. That way I can see the whole turntable. I can also slide through it so I can see what it looks like as it's going through. The second thing I want to do is I'm going to hit this guy right here. This is my animation preferences. Sometimes y'all will hear me call it, my time slider preferences. Sometimes y'all will hear me call it the running man. You want to make sure your playback speed is set to play 24 frames per second. And when you hit save, if it's playing super fast, it will now go at the correct speed. You can see here it's slowed down, it's a lot smoother, and it's playing the way that it should. So hopefully that'll make you guys make some turntables as you go through your different projects.